हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, कैसे हैं आप सब। आज हम बात करेंगे आपके चैप्टर नंबर 2, दैट इज ओलंपिक वैल्यू एजुकेशन। ओके, these are the contents of our unit. First we will talk about the ancient Olympics, then modern Olympics, Olympic symbols, flags and rings, Olympic oath, torch relay, Olympic flame, special Olympics, and then some terms like IOC, IPC, WADA, WOA and IOA. Okay, so these are our contents. So before we start our chapter, we should know the meaning of the Olympic Games. So the term Olympic Games means participation in the intercontinental sports competitions. It is an international platform where the best human beings try to achieve exemplary feats and bring glory and pride to their country as well as to their own selves. Olympic contribute to build a peaceful and a better world by the educating youth through the support practice in the accordance with the rules and the regulations. And Olympic promotes social peace and justice and helps in the promoting social democracy. So this is the basic meaning of the Olympic Games. Now let's talk about our first topic, that is ancient Olympics. So the ancient Olympic Games were religious and athletic festival held every 4 years at the century of the Jews in the Olympia, a small village township about 220 miles from the Athens, capital city of the Greece. Competition was among the representatives of the several cities, states, and the kingdom of the ancient Greece. These games featured mainly athletics, but also combat sports like the wrestling, horse racing events are also included. Now, before we talk about the modern Olympics, we should be aware about some rules for the eligibility of the competition in the ancient Olympics. Participation should be free-born Greek. The amateurs were allowed to participate. The competition must have at least 10 months of the training prior to their participation in the Olympics, and the last and the final month being spent at the Olympia. Savages and the punished persons were not allowed to participate in these games, and women were not allowed to participate in the competition and see these games. These were some rules for the ancient Olympics. Now, how they conduct the games? First, they assemble before the start of the game. Their trainers, their fathers, brothers, judges, all are assembled in the council house in the front of the statue of the Zeus. Then they sacrifice a pig to the Zeus. Then the oath. The competitors took an oath that they would not resort to any unfair means to secure victory. They also took oath that they had 10 months of the training as per the Olympic rules and regulations. Even Olympic judges swore that they would be honest and fair in their decisions. Then there is a march past, and the march past took place in which the trumpeter, competitors, official participated, and the competitor passed by the herald, announced to the spectators the name of each competitor, his father name and his city, and asked whether anyone had any charge to make against him. The silence on the part of the spectator was considered that there is no objection for the concerned competitors. Then there is an opening ceremony. The herald announced that or declared the opening of the games, and the chief judge or some distinguished persons addressed the participants. Afterwards, the events were conducted, and the sacred fire was kept burning at the altar of the Jews. Now let's talk about the modern games. So the modern Olympic Games are leading international sporting events in which the thousands of the athletes from around the world participate in the variety of the competitions. The first modern Olympic Games were held on the Sunday, 24th March 1996 in the Panathenaic Stadium in the Athens, situated in the Greece. These are some objectives of the modern Olympics. So the main objectives of the Olympic Games are to generate the sense of the loyalty, team spirit, and the brotherhood among all the participants, to bring the attention towards competitive sports in developing health building character and appropriate personality traits, to bring the attention of the world community to understand the values of the programs of the physical education, to promote the enthusiasm among the sportsmen, to develop a spirit of the international understanding and goodwill, leading to the world peace and the harmony, to remove the barriers of the caste, creed, colors, and the religions. These are some Olympic objectives. The credit of the starting modern Olympic Games goes to the Frenchman named Baron Pierre de Coubertin, who dreamed up this ambitious project, which was inspired by the ancient Olympic Games. Now, this is the motto of the Olympic Games. The Olympic motto, which is in script under the emblem, which consists 3 Latin words. That is Citus, Altius, and Fortius, which means Citus means the run faster, Altius means jump higher, and Fortius means the throw stronger. So this is the motto of the Olympics. Now, Baron Pierre de Coubertin designed the flag around 1913, and the flag has no border and displays 5 interlocking rings like this. There are 5 interlocking rings are there. In the center on a plain white background, which show the sporting unity and the friendship of all the people. It represents 5 continents with different colors. There is blue color, which represents the Europe. There is a black color, which represents the Africa. Yellow color represents the Asia. Green represents the Australia, and the red represents the America continent. Now there is an Olympic oath also there. So taking of the oath by the assembled athletes during the opening of the games is of very great importance. A representative of the host country advanced to the foot of the tribute of the honor holding the flag, and the flag bearer of the competition nation takes up their positions. As he takes oath on their behalf, all the athletes raise their right arm and repeat the oath after him. Baron Pierre de Coubertin wrote the oath. First time it was introduced in the 1920 Antwerp Games. Every athlete promised to play fairly and obey all the Olympic rules, and one athlete from the host country takes the oath at the opening ceremony on behalf of all athletes by holds the corner of the Olympic flag. And the oath is, we swear that we will take part in the Olympic Games in the loyal competition, respecting the regulations which govern them and desirous of the participating them, the true spirit of the sportsmanship for the honor of our country and for the glory of the sport. This is the Olympic oath. There is a torch relay also there. Okay, that was first introduced in 1936 in the Berlin Games. Modern games are opened officially by the runners carrying a burning torch from Temple of the Jews. During the opening ceremony, the last runner carries the torch into the Olympic Stadium, and the flame is then lit from the torch and stays lit until it extinguished in the closing ceremony. It symbolizes Olympic traditions being passed from one generation to the next generation. Now there is Olympic flame also there, and the flame is the symbol of the knowledge, life, as well as the happiness. It also symbolizes peace. This flame ignited by the Olympic torch, which kept burning throughout the games at the venue of the Olympic Games. And it was kept burning throughout the Olympic Games of the Amsterdam in the Holland in the year 1928. So during the ancient games, the sun rays were used to light the flame. In modern Olympics, the torch is used to light the flame. And it symbolizes the light of the spirit, knowledge, as well as the life. Olympic ideals, objective and values. So the main objective of the Olympic game is globally unity. Baron Pierre de Coubertin explained the objective in his speech at 1908 Olympic Games as the most important thing in the Olympic Games, which is not winning, but taking a part. And the essential thing in the life is not conquering, but fighting well. And it shows the importance of the physical training and develops the health and produces the better citizens. Now let's talk about the Special Olympics. So these Special Olympics launched in the 1961, Eunice Kennedy, okay, and she made commitment for not only making rules and regulations for the dealing mental disabilities, but to bring the mental retardation out of the darkness. And the world's first Special Olympic Games were held in the July 1968 in the Chicago. The mission is Special Olympic to provide the sports training to the children with intellectual disabilities throughout the year. Mainly emphasis is given to the continued opportunities to develop the physical fitness and the other qualities like to demonstrate courage, experience opportunities to be developed. And the vision is to inspire the children with the intellectual disabilities to live life in a better way. The Special Olympics basically founded by the unique Kennedy Shilver in the 1968, which is composed of the passionate, committed individuals from every walk of the life who recognize the value and the unique gifts of the people with the intellectual disabilities, who together share the common belief of the dignity, equality, and the opportunity for the all people. These are the importance of the Special Olympics. With the active participants in the sports, the people with the intellectual disabilities improve strength, abilities, and success. It gives the opportunity to show the skills and the dignity of the people with the intellectual disabilities. It promotes togetherness. It improves the confidence and health. It brings together a large and inclusive community of the athletes, supporters, and families, coaches, volunteers, and many others. It works without thinking about the gender, race, religion, economic, or the education level. Special Olympics have the ability to unite all walks of the life. Now let's talk about some committees. First one is IOC, that is International Olympic Committee. It was created by the Coubertin in the 23 June 1894. Okay. And the IOC is the governing body of the modern Olympic Games. It supports and promotes the participation in sports all over the world for the building a peaceful world without the discrimination. And the headquarters of the IOC is in the Switzerland. These are some main features of the IOC. The venue where the Olympic Games will be organized, which is decided by the committee. The promotion of the sports or games to promote the sports ethics and fair play, making and regulation for the smooth functioning of the games, fight against the doping, fight against the political abuse of the sports and athletes, fight against any form of the discrimination affecting the Olympic movements, and encourage and promotion of the women in sports. These are the some main functions of the IOC. Now let's talk about the IPC, International Para-Olympic Committee, that is created on 22 September 1989 in Germany. It is the international governing body of the sports which deals with the disabled athletes and to enable Paralympic athletes to achieve the sporting excellence and inspire and excite the world. It supervises the Paralympic summer and the winter games. It has 161 national Paralympic committees and 4 disability-specific sports federations. Now, let's talk about the World Anti-Doping Agency, which is WADA, that is created on the 10th November 1999 in the Lausanne. It is used to promote and coordinate the fight against the doping in the sports internationally. The next agency is WOA, World Olympic Association. It is an independent global organization representing Olympians. It was established in 1994 at Paris in the Cantonal Olympic Congress by the President Samaranch. The WOA was founded to involve nearly 1 lakh Olympians around the world in the activities of the Olympic movements. Now let's talk about the IOA, Indian Olympic Association. The Indian Olympic Association is the body responsible for the selecting athletes to represent India at the Olympic Games, Asian Games, and the other international athletic meets, and for managing the Indian teams at the events. It also acts as the Indian Commonwealth Games Association, responsible for the selecting athletes to represent India at the Commonwealth Games. The Indian Olympic Association was formed in 1927 with Sir Dorabji Tata as its first president, and since that year has been the body officially recognized by the International Olympic Committee as India's national Olympic organization. Dorabji was replaced by the Maharaja Bhupender Singh in 1928, who stayed on the position till 1930. And the Indian Olympic Association is responsible for the preparation and participation of the competitors in the Olympic Games as well as in the regional events like the Asian Games or the Commonwealth Games. The other sports federations for each sports at the national level assist the IOA in the work. Now there are some Objectives of the IOA like development and promotion of the Olympic movements, to obey and protect the rights of the IOC, to encourage the youth for the physical, moral, and the cultural education, to take strict actions against the misbehavior, to create the National Olympic Academies and museums related to the Olympics, and to oppose the discrimination on the ground of the races, religions, gender, caste, as well as the color. Some activities also include like to work as a coordinating body between the government of India and the member national federation, organization of the interstate or the national championship in all events, recommend or sponsor selected competitions for the participation in Olympic Games, to promote the Olympic movements, to educate the public of the country, the value of amateur in the sports, to enforce all rules and regulations of the International Olympic Committee and the Indian Olympic Association, to take disciplinary action against any federation for the misbehavior or any other undesirable activity bringing discredit to the sport and the country, to have full and complete jurisdiction over all the matters pertaining to the party separation of the Indian Olympic Games as well in the games under the patrons of the IOC as well as the IOA, to admit the membership of the State Olympic Association and the National Sports Federations, which shall be required to submit the annual reports and audited statements of the accounts to the IOA for the information, to enforce and defend the exclusive rights of the association to use the Olympic flag and Olympic insignia. And the last is to promotion and encouragement of the physical, moral, and the cultural education of the young people of the nation so that their character can be developed. So these are some objectives of the Indian Olympic Association. So it's all about your unit number 2, that is Olympic Value Education. I hope आपको ये lecture पसंद आया होगा. Thank you very much.